Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. So, this is where we're gonna start, right? So, these are my daily goals for today. I woke up at 6 a.m. actually, and I've already prayed. And I haven't read the book of Hebrews, but I've already done my AM forecast. But I have a forecasting routine, which I'll explain to you guys, and then I have to study a trade recap. I cannot go to the gym today, and I'll explain why later on in the video, but I'm just gonna skip for 45 minutes to an hour. Then I'm gonna read 10 pages of this book right here, right? Yesterday, my goal was to read 10 pages. I ended up reading 20 pages, so I hope that I have the same momentum today, but this just means 10 pages minimum. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna show you guys what I'm looking for in the markets today. So guys, this is what I am looking for in the markets. Now, I was looking for GBP CAD to give me a flag to go lower. Let me actually show you guys what my forecast looked like. So this was GBP CAD. I was looking for it to give me a 3-touch to go lower, but it did not. So it even traded back above, right? So one person could say that it's coming to give us a bigger 3-touch, but that would be a very bad trade to take. It would be a very bad trade to take. So I am taking it out of my watch list now. I'm not looking for anything on GBP CAD anymore. On soft watch, I have Euro USD, right? And even Euro USD, now that I think of it, I'm just like, okay, maybe, right? But it's better than the other one. So I'm looking for more of a V shape where I will take the insurance entry. The insurance entry is basically a flag after the V shape, right? So I'll be looking for that, and for price to go lower, right? Same thing on the DXY, right? Same thing on the DXY. I know I have this flag over here. It's for a different reason, right? But also the same thing on AUD USD. I am looking for price to give us the V shape, right? Then give us the insurance entry. The reason I'm looking for the insurance entry is that we have these gaps or hooks above, right? And if I look for the risk entry, there's always a chance that price will want to gravitate to this. But if price breaks below, gives us an insurance entry, these up here do not matter anymore. So that's why I'm looking for the insurance entry on both scenarios, right? And then with the GBP odd, I am looking for I'm neutral on the bias, right? Why? Because this is a squeeze, right? Now, what is a squeeze? A squeeze is like an angled consolidation. So this is what a consolidation looks like. This is what a squeeze looks like, right? It's not necessarily trending like this, right? Because this is what a trend looks like, right? Like, let me actually show you an example of something that's trending. Yeah, just before the squeeze, this is a trending market, right? And then this is a squeeze. So what are the characteristics of a squeeze? If I can just teach you guys this, right? I'm leaking the Falcon course for you guys. No. But anyways, what are the characteristics of the squeeze? The characteristics of the squeeze is that it can just continue going lower, squeezing like that, right? Another characteristic of the squeeze is that it can break out, give us a pattern to go higher, right? So I'm looking for both scenarios, right? Another characteristic of a squeeze is that price could just squeeze like this and then just break out like that, you see? So we have 3 possible scenarios of what we could do with the squeeze. So that's what I'm looking for basically. I'm looking for shorts and longs because we have a squeeze over here. Now, how am I looking for them? So I'm looking for price to break out of the squeeze, give us a flag to go higher, or what I'm looking for is for price to tap for these gaps over here, come back lower, give us an insurance entry so that I can take it to fill the gap here below. So that is basically what I'm looking for in the markets today, right? But right now I'm only looking at GBP CAD, to be honest, because all the other things that I was looking for are now currently invalidated. Jordan Wilson just showed me something that I was not aware of, right? So if you guys can see, we have that base over there. I don't think you guys were able to see properly because of this play, but we have this base over there, and that base is like the line in the sand for price to either go lower or go higher, right? So I was only looking for the scenario that price goes lower. If you guys look at my forecast, if you guys can see, I was looking at this scenario, right, of price going lower, not necessarily it possibly going higher, right? And if you can see what happened right now, price did tap into this base over here, and it is going higher, giving us that impulse and looking for the correction and impulse once again, right? So that's something new that I could learn, and this is why I actually watched Jordan Wilson's forecast, because you learn a lot from what you are missing. Yeah. So if you guys can see here, I have a trading journal audit. Now I'll explain to you guys what a trading journal audit is, right? And I just want to show you guys something quickly. So these are my daily goals for yesterday. As you can see, I have achieved all of them, right? And these seem easy, right? And these seem very achievable for the day. That's why I wrote them here, right? And then after achieving all of this, this is when I do extra, like watching more webinars, like going through trade recaps, like all of those things that I'm doing, right? And then yesterday, my extra was something called a trading journal audit. So a trading journal audit is basically where I went through all my losses to see what was wrong with the losses, right? And if I cannot identify what was wrong with the losses, I just move on to a next trade. And what I'm trying to look at is commonalities in all my losses, right? So the biggest commonality I had over here, so if you guys can see, I had a tally table over here, right? The biggest commonality I saw in my losses is that I was not looking one time frame higher, meaning that I would take a 15-minute structure without looking on the 1 hour, and sometimes the 1 hour is too bearish while I'm taking longs, right? But I did not look at the 1 hour. So I did this like 6 times. You see, that's the most amount of common mistakes that I've done, right? And then also entering in a flag that is too wicky. I did that 4 times. And then not looking if we need more volume, I did that 3 times, right? Entering when the price has traded 50% of the entire structure, I did that twice. Not being positioned properly, I did that twice, right? Now, each and every single thing that I did here, I did it once, right? These are the wrong things that I'm looking at. Each and every single thing here, I did it once. You see, so these are the mistakes that I've identified, that I've been doing, and that I've been fixing. And you may ask me, how do I know that these are the mistakes that I've done? So how do I know that these are the mistakes that I've made, right? Because I know that it is very difficult for traders to take losses and not know why. I feel like that was the most frustrating thing for me before I joined Falcon, is that I took trades and I did not know why they were losses, bro. And it was so frustrating because I was going through trying to see everything, like trying to look at every possibility of why they could be losses, and I just couldn't find them. I really just couldn't find them. I would go through different YouTube videos, try to apply this, it doesn't work. Try to apply that, it doesn't work. Try to listen to that person, it doesn't help me at all. And I was just going around in circles, and nothing was working for me. Really, nothing was working for me, and I tried my utmost best, right? That's why I even decided to just leave ICT, because the lack of guidance was just crazy, right? But with Falcon, whenever you take a loss, you can attend a webinar called the Foundation webinar. Right now, the Foundation webinar is basically where Danielle, who is the host, takes your trades, breaks them down from the higher time frame, right, and down to the lower time frame, down to the entry, and she points out things that could have been wrong with the trade and tells you whether this was a good trade or not, right? So that really helps me, because first of all, if I took a good trade, even if it was a loss, at least I know that, okay, this is a trade that I should take again, you know, because when you don't know, every loss you take, you think was a bad trade, whereas it could have been a good trade, which is just a loss, right? And then when you take a winning trade, right, which is bad, she also tells you, and then you know, okay, this trade is unreliable, even though it won this time. You see, so there's so much guidance that happens in there. So I really like that. It has helped me in my trading so much. It has made my trading less stressful, and I don't think I'm gonna leave Falcon anytime soon, guys. And I know that I am going to be profitable with the strategy. And yes, I am going to count my chickens before they hatch. Sometimes we try to doubt and be like, don't count your chickens before they hatch. But this time I am going to count my chickens before they hatch. I am going to be profitable with the strategy because of the amount of guidance and the amount of confidence. The amount of guidance gives me so much confidence in myself in trading. So the money was worth it for me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm gonna leave. For as long as I still have the money to pay, I am going to pay, right? Another thing that I'm gonna say is I've also decided to become a Falcon FX ambassador. Now there are so many companies that have approached me to promote their products, to promote whatever they are selling, right? And I have rejected them, mainly because I don't use their product, and mainly also because I don't want to break my reputation with you guys, lose my reputation. I don't know what that word is, right? But ruin my reputation, right? Because I want you guys to trust me and watch my videos and not say that I'm a scammer, because I don't want to scam anyone, right? But with Falcon, I am going to be the ambassador because of how they have made my trading journey more peaceful and less stressful. And I believe that they deserve it. And I honestly think that I'd be doing a disservice to you guys if I do not let you know about this trading community, because it is the best trading community that I have joined. I've joined other communities in the past, if you guys have been watching my channel, and this is the best one yet. I feel so close to profitability. Even though I've taken so many losses, but I have learned from each of those losses that I've taken, right? So I feel so close. I feel so close to my community. And yes, I am so confident. I am counting my chickens before they hatch that I am going to be profitable with the Falcon strategy because of the guidance that I'm getting from each and every one of the people that are in this community. So I would be doing you guys a disservice by not letting you guys know that this is an amazing community, right? And another thing is that I have a discount for you guys, right? So if you guys type in ORI10, then you guys will get a 10% discount off of any Falcon membership that you guys want to purchase, right? So it is a big opportunity, right? It is a good opportunity. It is a good community, and you would be doing yourself a disservice by not investing in yourself, right? When purchasing this community. So believe you me, guys. Believe you me, you won't regret it once you enter. I've just finished watching the trade recap right now. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to change up, and I am going to do some jump rope, right, for like an hour or so. And then from there on, I am going to come back and do my extra work, like I told you guys I would.
Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now.
So right now I have done skipping for 45 minutes to an hour. Some of you guys call it jump rope. It's the same thing. I've studied a trade recap. I have done my AM forecast. I still need to do my PM forecast, right? And then I've prayed, but I have to read the book of Hebrews. Here's my Bible over here. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then after that, I'm going to read 10 pages of this book over here, Winning the War in Your Mind. Now, this book, there was an exercise that I have been doing today, right? Which is take audit of the thoughts that you are thinking. Right, let me see if I can get to the page. So if you guys can read this, it's like, as you go through a normal day, take stock of your thoughts, write them down, type them into notes on your phone. So that's exactly what I've been doing, right? So that I can be more aware of my thoughts, right? What I'm thinking. Because if you cannot identify the problem, then you cannot get the solution to it, right? So this book is helping me take control of my mind, right? It's written by a pastor. So it also has a lot of biblical and scientific research and everything. And if you guys know that I'm a Christian, so I don't do anything outside of God. So yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. I'm gonna zero down on all of this, and then I'll be done with most of my daily goals except for the AM forecast routine. Yeah. So guys, I have just finished chapter 2 of this book. You see, page 39, right? And the reason I'm shooting outside is because my dad is back from work and he's making a lot of noise on the phone, so I can't really shoot like that, right? But I've finished this book. I've read the book of Hebrews. Let me just show you guys what trades I think I have missed. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna journal those trades as missed trades so that I can see if it correlates with some of the missed trades that I've also took, but I've missed those trades, and not necessarily trades that I've forecasted and they did not appear the way I want to, but I'm just gonna send them in the foundation webinars so that I can see if those are correct trades or not, even though I did not take them, so that I know next time when something like that appears, I will take it. Yeah. So if you guys remember that in the morning I was looking for something like this, right? Either for the squeeze to trade up or for the squeeze to hit the base, right? This base over here and come back lower, right? And that's exactly what happened in price. Price actually hit that base over there, came back lower. However, we did not get a proper entry over there. That's why I didn't take advantage of this nice move lower, right? So I did not get a proper entry over there. A trade that I think I missed. I didn't necessarily miss it, it's just not in my plan, right? It's more advanced, but I can see it, right? It's this 3-touch insurance entry, take the reduced risk entry, and that trade could have been one of the good trades I could have taken, right? And then that's the same trade I was showing you guys. And then I'm still waiting on this, right? If you guys can rewind in the beginning of the video, you guys see that I was looking for something like this, but what I am looking for is more of like the insurance entry here. Then I will enter shorts on the insurance entry. So I'm still gonna wait for this trade. I might stay up for this trade, right? I might stay up for this trade to see if it forms. And then what else was I looking at? Nothing else really shaped up like that, if I'm being honest, right? But even GBP USD, the direction was not the way I anticipated it. I was still looking for shorts, but not in this manner. And then GBP CAD, also the same thing. I was looking for shorts, but not in this manner. This created a bigger structure. And in this case, for me, the bigger structure is more unreliable. But the structure itself was beautiful. What do I mean when I say the structure was beautiful? It was a 3-touch structure. If you guys can see, we had a clear middle section, right? Here's the middle section, right? There's a clear middle section. You can clearly see that it is a 3-touch structure. Price came here, gave us a nice bearish candle engulfing all of this, and maybe I could have taken it like that, right? Managed for a 1:1. I could have been on break even, running 2%, 2.5%, but that is not a trade that I would take, right, so far. But what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna journal this specific trade as a missed trade, right, so that I can send it in the foundation webinars so that Danielle can tell me what's wrong with this trade. Yeah, but I'm gonna put it in as a missed trade once the trade is closed. So that is it when it comes to trading, guys. I didn't get a setup today. I almost got setups, right, but I didn't get a setup today, right? And what I'm gonna do at the end of this day is that I'm gonna go through price to see if there's any trade that I actually missed, and if there is, I'm gonna journal it, and I'm gonna try to find out what's the reason behind me missing the trade, right? This one, I'm kind of 50-50 about it if I missed it or not, but taking the risk entry there would be risky. So yeah, no, I wouldn't have taken that, but I'm just gonna journal it again, right? And journal why I think that would have been a risky trade. I'm going to journal this too, because I was looking for it. It didn't form the way I wanted it to, but it did form somehow, right? It did form. So that's a trade I would have taken. And if I was going to take the reduced risk entry here, it was going to give me a 40 pip stop loss, if you guys can see. So it's like, nah, fam. Nah. That's not a trade I would want to be involved in. Yeah. So this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, right? And I'll always track my progress for you guys, always track my journey for you guys, right? And don't forget, there are links below. Use the code ORI10 for a 10% discount, right? Another thing, there's a link to Falcon Lite. Falcon Lite is a free trial that you have access to for 7 days, which shows you basically what it's like to be in Falcon, right? I showed you guys in this video somewhere, right? So use that link, get the feeling of what the quality of the content is like, and if you like it, please put ORI10, right, for you to get a 10% discount, right? I hardly promote anything, guys. I promise you, there's so many brokers that have approached me to promote their things. So many brokers, so many prop firms, and even the prop firm that I use, I did say that I'm not gonna even say the name because I don't know them and I don't trust them. I know them, but I don't trust them enough to actually promote them to you guys. But Falcon, I promise you guys won't regret joining the community. I promise you guys. So make sure that you join. I want to see you there because I know that you'd be making a right decision to your future. You see, how much would it cost you not to know how to trade next year? Right? Is the money that you're gonna pay. I know Falcon is expensive for us South Africans. I literally used all my Uber Eats money, all the money that I've made from Uber Eats to pay Falcon, right? And one thing that I can say is it would take me, it costs me more not to pay for Falcon than it does to pay for Falcon. But you guys won't understand unless you join, right? So if you guys want to go on a call with me, right, to actually go take you through the Falcon content and show you how much progress I've made in my trading journals and everything and how they have helped me, then I'm more than happy to do so. And this is actually for the people who watch the videos until the end. Just comment down call, and then call, CALL, comment down call, and then we'll get into contact, right? I'll just send you my email or something. We'll get into contact, and then from there on I will get on a call with you and I'll show you everything that has to do with me being a Falcon member. And with that being said, I wish you guys the best rest of your day. I'm praying for you guys. I am praying for your success. And when I say I'm praying for you guys, I actually mean that I'm praying for you guys' success. So don't be watching my channel and not succeeding, right? Tomorrow, go put in the work. I know it's difficult. Go put in the work. You can't not succeed if you watch my channel. My channel is watched by people who are succeeding. So let's put in the work, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm used to saying I'll see you tomorrow. Guys, let me end the video. I talk too much.